Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. This is Our Productions, and today I'll be showing you some dishes that I make during the holy month of Ramadan in which Muslims fast. So first off, you're gonna want to make sure that your chicken is washed and it's clean. Next thing, you're gonna want to add water, hot boiling water. Cover it up by around 3 to 4 fingers. As said before, 3 to 4 fingers above the chicken. Also, Ramadan Mubarak to everybody. So how I do it, I usually set the heat to the highest thing, have the timer on full, of course. You're gonna wait around 30 to 35 minutes, have all the white bubbles come out and remove that, throw it into the trash. When the chicken is almost ready, you add all of the spices. So this is everything for today. Around everything. So this is bulgur, in Turkish pronounced as bulgur, but in Arabic we pronounce it as برغل. Those are leaves, غار or like غار. This is some chicken spices, chicken masala, some turmeric powder, black pepper powder, and some crushed cardamom, as well as a mix of 7 spices. The recipe will be in the description below. So you're gonna want around a spoon of salt. I use sea salt, and then around a 1/4 spoon of this chicken spice, 1/4 spoon of turmeric powder, 1/4 spoon of black pepper powder, a 1/4 spoon of the crushed cardamom, and a tiny bit of the 7 spices mix. For today, I'll be using 1.5 cups of برغل, so that will mean around 3 cups of water, as well as this. Don't forget to add 1 onion or 2 with the spices as soon as you clean the chicken, remove all the white stuff that I'll show you in a bit. So this is what I'm talking about. This is what you'll want to remove. Later on there will be much more of it. And this is the mix of the spices. You can have 1 onion or 2 onions. I personally like to have more as I enjoy onions. This is the mix of the spices and the leaves. So you go ahead and remove this, throw it into the trash or wherever you want to throw it, a cup if it's more convenient for you. And if you move the chicken, shake it up a little bit. Sometimes there will be more that will come out, so yeah. So it can get together and it will be much easier for you to pick it all up if you move the water and the chicken. And you're gonna want to throw this away, as previously said. If you find that the water has drained a little bit or a bit, you can add more water to it. Just make sure that it's hot, since if you add cold water, it will slow down the process. Make sure to also flip the chicken so that more of the white bubbles hopefully will come out. So 1 cup of برغل, and you don't have to wait 30 minutes, it's just so. The important thing is you have to remove all this stuff, the white stuff more so. And as soon as you're done removing it, there's not a lot of it. There's not much of it right now. There should be more later. As soon as you remove it, you can add all the spices. It's been around 20 minutes now. Okay, so since there's not a lot of white fat or whatever it's called coming out, we can just go ahead and add all the spices, as well as the onions. Make sure we stir it in. Once it's all thrown in, give it time to have the flavor while it cooks. Make sure to also taste the water later on, within like 5-10 minutes, to make sure that it's salty enough, as you're gonna use the broth for the rice, for the برغل, sorry. So make sure to stir it, and with the black pepper powder, you don't want to add a lot since it will get spicy unless you like your dish spicy. So you can cover the pot just to add more heat to it and have it also cook with the smoke that's evaporating. Just make sure to have it a little bit open so that the water does not come flooding out of the pot. So make sure to taste the water once again so that you know that the salt is enough. If not, then add some more salt. So 1 tablespoon wasn't enough for this amount of water and chicken, so half more or 1 more should be enough. 1 wasn't enough as I thought it would be. So I added around half a spoon of salt and just stir it. Wait 5 to 10 minutes and then taste the water. For those that like, they can prepare a pan, add some oil to it, and pan fry the chicken. Gives it a nice taste. But for today's dish, I'm gonna leave the chicken like this. For the pine nuts, you also prepare them in a pan fry them and add them on top of whatever you've got cooking. So 1.5 spoons to 2 spoons was pretty much enough. So it's been 30 minutes and the chicken is ready now. We'll just empty it out into another pot so that we can prepare the bulgur. So this pot should be around just enough, and some of the water will stay here of course, and we're gonna want to empty out the water here. Actually, you're just gonna want to take 2.5 cups so we're gonna put 1.5 cups of bulgur into here, and then we're gonna take 2.5 cups water into here, and then we'll start cooking it. Taste the water, see if it needs salt. Most likely we're gonna add salt to it. So 1.5 cups as previously said, and then you're gonna use this cup to take some broth out and cook this. So remove the cover and use your cup to add the water to the bulgur. I usually prefer to get some onions in as well. Use the spoon to make sure that it's a full-on cup. 1.5 cups of bulgur, so 2.5 cups of water. So around 2.5 cups exactly. This should be enough. And we start cooking it. Remove this pot. Keep a heat protection under it so that we can have enough space. So once again, add around half a spoon of salt to a spoon, cover it and make sure that it cooks. When you cook it, while covered, it will be cooked much more properly as there's no space for the smoke to escape. So yeah, and as soon as you see the water boiling, you set the heat to a much lower. So I've got it on 11, I'll be setting it on 5. Of course, don't forget to add the oil. You can use sunflower oil or olive oil, whichever you like best. 2 to 3 tablespoons should be enough. So since the bulgur has already soaked in most of the water, I'll be adding another half cup. So as I said before, 3 cups total. So I will now check on the bulgur. Okay. What you're gonna want to do is take one of those, preferably if you have a steel one, so that you can actually pick it up from the bottom. Make sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the stove, and flip it, and then turn the heat to around 5 or 6. And here's what we're gonna do. Flip it once or twice from around each side, and then cover the stove again, have it cook at full heat. You can also add the chicken on the top if you'd like, if you want to be fancy with it. We'll need around 2 to 3 spoons of oil. I'm gonna use sunflower oil. This should be enough. So I used around 2 to 3 spoons. I'm gonna heat up the oil now. The bulgur should be done, so I'll have enough space for the pan. I could even switch the places. You don't want to scratch the pan, so I'll be using this Tefal one. So it's around almost ready, so you're gonna want to flip it again. Cover the pan once more. So as soon as they're around like golden browns, they're ready. You can just turn off the heat and keep them later to add to the bulgur once it's done. So here is the dish. It's ready and good to go. You can also add the pine nuts. Make it look nice and fancy.